Right. Alright. Right. Rise from ashes. Maybe I should name it that. Let's read that. Oh well. Alright. February 24th, 9:14 a.m. District Court, Defendant Library Number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. Hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. It figures as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? He agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you! Much to my regret, I am as much in the dark about this as they are. This guy. We found a trace of evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? I have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to, Mr. Wright. Thumbs up. February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. What? Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Ow, this is one messed up trial. You're just now figuring this out, right? One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds on top of things. He doesn't know what's going on himself. That's supposed to be an admirable trait. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For the first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Cowboy. They're getting wild from the get-go. Him, right. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir, I'm Officer Mike Mitkin, sir. My occupation is, the would-be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it's me, sir. I'm the one who did it. What is wrong? You were telling us the other day that you didn't remember. What the heck? I'm sorry. What? So it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I never killed anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, and what you would call the part of the younger generation, sir. Person whose those can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Mankins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Can't fault him for lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, I think he's might be touched in the head or something. Some trauma happened to make him that way. Or something. Although it's not my normal duty, I have assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Spot a suspicious man on the security screen rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until our officer smacked me awake. Who's the other officer? I want to know who this other officer is. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Baker's family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and I called in to help you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. You knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I need here's more info to work with. Well, I know one way we can get more info. At least one spot. Oh, what's that? Why? Mr. Mankins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Thanks, evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many of the outsiders were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the awards contest, there were so many people running around. I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Well, okay, we know more. I'm pressing that. About what time do you regain consciousness? No offense, but it's not that I was unconscious. Oh, right. Seriously, why didn't you ask who the officer was that woke him up? According to the report, the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. Hit me right in the head, too. Woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice, sir. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. Came around to them. Make sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. Turn to the entrance before things are out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. This is what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try and skim some more details from him for starters. What's an officer of the General Affairs Department doing there in the first place? Right, let's press him for all he's worth. Those two were just the ones where I thought we need more information than those. Hold it! Press that. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Besides, sir, I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir, it's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see, huh? But the number 49596, it shows as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. First time was when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Second time was when I went to go get him after everything settled down. Let's see, so it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. We still don't know who the 777 is. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife! To have the gunman pull the knife on you, what happened then? Well, if we charged in on him like that, he went as surprised as I was. Not really the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. Swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. Thought I got this gash on my hand. Well, if you swim around your arms like an octopus, of course you're gonna get cut with a knife. If you just kept cool, your hand wouldn't be. I saw the blood trickling down my arm and panicked. Grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you said you did it? No, don't waste the time, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. Then let down his guard for an instant, so I snatched the knife from him. You took his knife? Spin her around and perform a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. Next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then... Next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. What is the man that this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Mankins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief delivered it. What is it? A videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right. A videotape, sir. It contains footage for the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's really the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? I don't know, Phoenix. I don't know. don't see the face, though. And there's him. Well, we're seeing it. Seriously? Why did we get... Why is the camera rotating? This is a terrible camera. This is a terrible camera. Oh, edgy. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the heck is that wiggling piece of plywood? Sure, that was the pride and joy of the entire criminal defense department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. I'm surprised this isn't going smoothly. Cool. Well, yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, it's severely clearly on incomplete footage. The witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Matkins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. I mean... Yeah, I'm with Edgeworth on this, but you can't see. Also, why would you get a security camera that rotates? Oh, actually, no. That's normal. Never mind. But it's annoying that it did rotate. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Locker opened unquestionably. He opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. Yeah. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Now where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if we need to press that. There was a question that the other person was Detective Goodman. Open the locker. Let's just press it. About these lockers. Is there no other way to open them? No, sir, I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. I respond to register fingerprints, sir. What kind of methods he's tried? The man opened the locker block, which only responds to its registered fingerprints. Then he must be the person that the locker was assigned to. Can you not, like, steal someone's fingerprint? Like, if you take your finger... Like, if you take tape and put it on your finger, it comes off fingerprint. I know that's not, like... It's not the best way to get a fingerprint, but you can get... But like, you can't get other people's fingerprints. There's a way to copy it, mark it, and whatnot. Exactly, my prints are in this too. Oh. Nope, that's the same thing. Nope, dang it. Why is that unfortunately? How do you know that information? I put remember, sir. From the people in the know, sir. People in the know? Workers in the apartment cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. I also listen to my romantic trouble, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. Yeah. However, the most important detail is not shown on this video, the man's face. So, I need to press that. If I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you're the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. It was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My uncle say can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the video security? Yeah, we're saying there's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us all this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. That's Edward for you in a nutshell. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out the problem in the video? First time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright! It's set up so where you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. So take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. If you'll pay attention to times, I can't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer, Felix? You and I are wondering the same thing. If you can't stand like the sight of blood or something, why did you come to police? You have to do with crime scenes and whatnot, where there's a good chance of blood. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Goodman? Am I right in thinking it's when he, hang on. It's still playing this music? Pause, pause. Oh gosh. each time you could see its face, it's blocked. He also suddenly disappears. I don't play. Hang on. Almost. Yeah, I'm gonna... No, here, we're gonna let it play. Yeah, that's got nothing to do. It's definitely during the fight. It's either here or during the fight. I'm not sure which. Am I gonna get penalized for this? You know what? We're gonna... No, I can't save. Hang on. Okay. Yabba dab? Wow. Alright. Alright, I don't... Okay. Yeah, but still don't know who 777 is. Wait. Hang on. Okay, if he was... He would have left. So no, he... It's during the second time we... Well, we're gonna rewind. good image of that knife? We do! Hang on. Do we need to get the glove? Hang on. Nope. Hang on. Uh-huh.
Take that!
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Makins. So, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Then you grab the handle and sensor and your fingerprint if it's a match. Knight turns on and the lock is released. According to my limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something's seriously wrong with this picture. Reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's draw into a little earlier. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order, order. What's the meaning of this? Very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the lockers are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well. This goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensors? Something jam the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be an art twist somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Okay. We're gonna pause. No, we can't tell. Okay, play.
Take that!
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll a great distance when I open my car door, sir. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? Sensors triggers the lock when the door is shut. What something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? This thing was inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, so it's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. It says the door closed and my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, don't you mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker? That's the glove, right? I'm assuming. Found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. Well, can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. Has a tag on it that says SL9 incident. Ring a bell, Edward? The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. Crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Makins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. So we're to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman. Don't be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Defense may have demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. Prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Mankins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Is this some kind of twisted joke? Oh, hang your head and begin to remember. Very well, let your testimony begin your testimony. Number 2. There's only one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. The ID card is their record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Yeah, and we just picked this card up at the scene of the crime. Are you aware that other people could have taken his? That proves nothing. I have the DI card record right here, Your Honor. Yep. ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why are there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for discerning certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. My tool doesn't make much of a difference. There's only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. I know, but how do I prove that the idea is nothing? Okay. Brown, press that. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these IDs? Yes, sir. The card right next to my cup, sir. Keep it there so I won't ever forget it. Well, if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Oh, I said that to you 3 times, saw yourself when yeah, the card. Well, the remaining times, my dear, they get stuck. So the door closes, my dear chokes me. I should just leave this one alone. Anyway, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Okay. What am I supposed Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edroff, your name is on here. Oh, I just pressed it. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in the blue a murderer? Don't stare at him. Got the wrong color, kid. Same. Some courtman will want to speak with you again today. I've nothing to be sharing off regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let's continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edward. It must be so difficult for him.
Objection!
That was what I was supposed to press, right? Wait 1 moment, Officer Jenkins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I had the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's very important to clear regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. That's all I have complete. But should the given had lost something on the day of the crime, something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe the something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The main officer because the carrier of the evidence was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. And dressed up like him. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. He's saying bravo because he just indoctrinated our client as the murderer, isn't he? That's why he's saying that. Well, day of crime. The man in the evidence room, Officer Megan's encounter was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? Well, that being the case, I've arrived to a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the incident of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to setbacks to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edward. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer framed Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. Yep, called it. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. You just now. That testimony was way too shabby. It's all a trap from the beginning. After the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Megan encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this? We're gonna object, because that's the only way we can get this out, but I don't know what we're gonna object to. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? Me later? Impossible. Never. This cross-examination has only proven one thing only. That the security video did not show the actual murder. Right, we don't see his body anywhere. Okay, there's like can sit down. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Statistically large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. Whatever. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edward, yes, Your Honor. This court-martial examination is thorough. Other witness will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considers the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Who do you have in mind? Some we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. The person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? Nope, there we go.
Take that!
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Why him? Nope, I lost my Edward voice, oh no. Why him? Can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to defense. The prosecution agrees to defense's request. Since he was responsible for going in the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is supponated. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. And with that break, February 24th, 11:33 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Okay, I'm gonna take a recess myself. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. Got popcorn too, so that's cool. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. Seems you figured everything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma? You've always known everything. Why don't you just tell us? Sir Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, Bells. Hi? Thanks for being chummy with us? Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait! Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Got the lifting up bell, making a detective run all around on duty. And to top it up, you got me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, Belle. Hey, 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 hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective, due to my present circumstances. I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. You made a request in my name? Lana! You tell me you did things in my name without telling me! My name? Never thought you harassed me. Could I borrow you to bring me the some 9 incident files? I need somebody new. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Okay! Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were witnessing that case. The Sky was a witness? SL9 is the fire seen from the Sky. Take it from me, you don't want to do anything with serial murders. Oh, what now about yourself? You're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, can't be. Lana! This SL9 incident, is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. Filed what under? There. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark. No, Lana! That's over with. No! Oh, Emma, wait! She ran away. Oh dear, drama. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out here. Right, Marshall S. Dan and Grant, Miles, Edward. It's much more than Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Guess I'll save. Alright, 24, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 10. 9, not found. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. I didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Hi, Jake. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My partner, oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering trials of civilization. Occasionally helping pass into sections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, the other. Oh, I know. You're a patrol Then you live here to knock here and call the Halloween call now. To be exact, it's State's Marshal, Your Honor. Halloween? I've never heard that described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshal, let me ask you something. You are in charge of guarding the evidence during the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? As for ourselves, boundless as it says on paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. In plain old English. Alright. A save. I'll be back. Okay. I'm back. My job here to keep every word I am that bone orchard. I said I was supposed to make rounds 2 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. Just an instrument trying to land, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Gosh. Guess I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your bib, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? And the security cameras on the ID card reader. Never Cowboy like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence locker? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled hooky dookies are these? Not being very helpful. It's not that good with machines or following orders. Everyone's got their weakness now, don't they, Miss Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Okay. Gosh. Yep. But you made your rounds the day of the crime, right? And you heard what I said, but no, I chose you that myself. I'm afraid I don't understand. Just desperate, I know that the rules get in his way. Well, desperate I know driving police cars. I was wrong on the day of the crime. And you and me, I'm not putting the evidence from that day. I'm just like a victim blocker. Do you know anything about that? Oh, no, I can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. This lawyer is being fired. That's a good question. Why are we doing a place like that? Everything's spaghetti. Name an angel steak lunges can beat that Parles von Vegas speedy pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles? No, just brother tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. Here's what Ezra says. Did you not want a raise this year? Right. He knows about the blood. He's related to the incident somehow. Oh, it's perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentenced death. Victims Edward Jones, Neil Marshall. He's gotta be related to Jake. Rachel Moss, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates. Witnesses on the Sky, Emma Sky. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Investigation head prosecutor Diamond Grant Lana Sky. Head investigator Bruce Goodman and Mr. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. I don't know what I'm supposed to press. Yep, that makes sense.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that you being called to testify like this? After all, you were in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you drive me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Looks real good, partner. Like I said, I'm a good digger like Rich. Pay my respects. That's making my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, her fingerprints were covered in blood. What's the meaning of this? The blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away. However, the little test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Huh? I think you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints. Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Oh. Right. See, I had nothing to do with it. Sorry, I'm not reading it. I'm reading. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's little room for doubt. Life won't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. That's my chance to prove it. Same fingerprint. Yeah, we're pressing that. So then, what about the bloody handprint? On mine, it's a mystery. Please explain. Walker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened. Alright, touch my fingerprint. Yep. The chances of that having are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chance of that not happening is 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't got no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? How'd you know that? How did you know that? I may be learned by still do my job and keep up on the reports. There was a person at the scene though, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe Locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place the hand on top of Dr. Mitchell's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. And I'm scoring out of this one. Got to find something. I'm gonna associate Mr. Marshall to this crime. I don't think I'm gonna present the trial evidence. Yeah, we still don't. We have Makins, Edgeworth, and Bruce. I'm there and there. Is that what? I think I'm supposed to present this. Which what? Well, one of them just happened to be the same handprint. Run save.
Objection!
Yep, dang it. What are they? No, cool. Not at all. That's right. Cool. No, that didn't. That's because you. How did you pay it? Put in your respect once a month? Yeah, that'd be right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. That locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. And that's there now. All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. See. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprints was never removed from that locker's programming. Must have been using fingerprint lock all the time without ever knowing it. Partial fingerprints updated in the court record. Starting to get the picture, partner. Picture? The seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. It's a security tape. So long as my trial isn't here, you can't say otherwise. As long as my trial isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. So then get us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. And then continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What? Hang on! What do you mean by that? Want to time to describe it, right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. Video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. Camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. Someone was familiar with the camera's position. They can leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculation, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, you can show us the evidence in the video that indicates Officer Marshall was present. Please do so. Yeah, sure, I'll show evidence. Might as well go down a blaze of glory. Girl, allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence, the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. How? Well, I'm supposed to... Hang on. Wait. Hang on. Okay, we definitely need to look. That's where his locker is, so... still nothing that was odd. Fast forward. Still nothing. Hang on. There we go. Bring your attention back to the security camera. And for the sake of afraid to shoot, not forget, Officer Marshall. That is a short in Texas and so tempos. Just tell me what you have to say in 8 words or less. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner. Key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. And then let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? The crime took place. The white cloth wasn't there. Then suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. You see that only pulled your horses. Stop, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Mother needed to hide something, so I opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault I happened to choose mine. Why does everyone stare at me like I'm a wanted man? Right, isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I'd hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. Say that. Open that locker, now prove it. This, I'm assuming.
Take that!
Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. But what kind of crazy talk is this? Officer, the gunship did mention something about this. Locks aren't that obvious. There are some people on the force that don't know about fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh? I only got one for you, partner. No! What? Order, order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is the joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, it's not a joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole, please answer the question. What, is he now a bullfire? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can't. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for some to hide in the evidence room. The offer should make sense, see Officer Marshall. That's so then. where was the witness? Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. No. Huh. I'm not. If I'm wrong. Yep. No, yep. Okay, I am right about that.
Take that!
Officer Marshall's saying right here. But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim of the video is Officer Marshall. You dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Mickens witnessed the detective at the crime scene. As he saw the man's face, he knew for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Mickens did not know Detective Goodman. Also testified the man's reaction when confronted. Oh, Jim, I happened to show the car there. How Detective Goodman started pulling a knife on me. What about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yet, he would have needed it. Yes, he will need to enter the evidence room, so he must be carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, the Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. It showed that his cover would have been blown. Mr. Makerfield realized the man was Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? No. You got quite imagination, partner. You got exempt for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. Still denying it. Bring on to better than that to break a detective. They have hard evidence proving I'm dressed up as the victim. Can't say a particular cut for your uncooperative disposition. Say I got for your bit, but you don't seem to make a plan. Well, that's alright. Do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? No. Okay, I don't have anything like that. In theory, odd partner, Cynthia, the one who couldn't take the dessert tea, doesn't hate. Ah, this can't be happening. If I was too long, what can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. You've run into a wall with no place to go. Return to the basics. The basics? That's what mine used to tell me. Let's try to think outside the box. What for proof that Arsenal was in the disguise? But I should look for this came about because he was in disguise. I didn't think this author was open in the first place. What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. If he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. He didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. That white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. I opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps that's the video. It is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well. Take a another look at the security tape. When committing a crime, the witness opened the locker and pulled away the white cloth. It shows why the witness had opened his locker. Nope, dang it.
Take that!
For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Macon's barged in on you. Now, to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Macon's panicked. The coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. Couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall. We're ready to tell us the truth. Looks like I underestimated you all. Hope you're all happy. I hope you're happy now, Miss Edgeworth. Yep. 2 years ago, you were only half persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. Seems the time's come. Partial confection. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I saw the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. When I suspected Officer Makins, I knocked him out. In order to escape, I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I suppose the victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Makins managed to cut his own hand. My guess he's the donor. There's way too much done for such a small donation. I'm cross-examining his confession. Well, we're gonna press that. You say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident? Years passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. If I had anything to do with it, that incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? My case is closed, only the case lead detective can look for the evidence. I want to have a look at it myself one more time. matter what the cost. I don't care what I said, partner. That case is mine. Forrest Marshall is in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective. I need to press all of them. Okay. Why do you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And Detective's ID card? I sold that the morning of the incident. That really was why Goodman started filing out the last time report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor of the prosecutor's office parking lot. The card was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. And that means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. But Jamaicans, I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on that Officer Macon to try to drive him off. Let's say I was a little surprised. I didn't plan on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Macon certainly is one in a million type person. But sticking a detective for intruder and demanding him to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. Please don't. But did Edward get so much influence? Also, don't give that officer a raise. I'm sorry, but he is terrible at doing the job. Anyway, he threw himself at me. I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry, it had to turn out that way. Knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked out the officer Metcons and that's escape. I know which areas want to be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand? That's going to do unfair, don't live long, but no. Didn't think it would be much of a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. Following on the plan, the footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat on your struggle with Officer Makins. Someone was in a secure room when I came out, the jiggle would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What's the Officer Makins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, well, then I murdered those during the cool. But the blood found on the crime scene certainly indicates the crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on the tape is me. I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? Well, I opened the locker. The evidence was already gone. What? What's the address? Where's the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Stop that. The wallet was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Sir Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID and injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. The This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This is mine. I'd do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Well, this has an unusual mom seal. Let's hear more. More? Can't just forget SL incident. You know why? That's depressing. That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? Some words and evidence were stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can't say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. Well, Sarah Murrow's in it. I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down in that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is? That feeling will wind up here sooner or later. Here is involved is related in some way to that case. We're taking our look at files. So, when... Okay. Not to them, blah blah blah, move over to the thing. That's wrong. Can't just forget. You know why.
Objection!
Present that. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been too much got just to spot the... I have the SL9 incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Now, Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Dan and Grant, the deputy chief of police. Group of detectives I worked, that I was part of, worked under them. They were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That's the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one beat him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions. There was more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now that we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime, that's the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Let's satisfy the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Distinguished himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Mr. Mank confronted him, so he rendered unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared. No murder took place at the police department that day. Damn. The things that happen by chance and never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time, at the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance it's gotta be more than just that. So no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime. That means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was a real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident in the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remains the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got to drop all in your partner. All the mysteries of the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. So merged the place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. The testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely inconsensible. If you have a response, make a single word or less. Arrgh! I rest my case. Since the trial's reached its conclusion, there is no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Just prove an alleged murder at the police department. No doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder of the certificate really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. I don't know, time for the verdict to run. This court finds the defendant. Hold on, what? Emma! Your Honor, wait! Emma? The defense has an objection, a scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please, hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. Finding out that's all it's referring to the Joe Dirt killings. Not that you mentioned it. I suppose the Sky Sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. What Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientist investigator after all. Oh, Emma, we need to cheer you up. Is that all? Please, don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If you find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save one, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident of police department, is that reasonable doubt remain? Here's the defense's troubled by the other blood mark. Yeah, it's troubling. Look at our floor plans. The handprint was discovered around here. Who? Goodman. Hang on. Was it check? Yeah, Joe Dark. Prosecutor. Yeah. Gumshoe has nothing to do with this incident, so why there be blood on his hand? Why would there be blood there? Unless they thought Gumshoe was hiding something? What's odd that, like, I think could it just be? No problem with this. Wait, yes! During the time where the fake murder took place, no one could touch Goodman's locker. The thingy-mabobby was blocking it. Sorry, I'm sorry, I can't think of any more use. But still, you can't find anything wrong with that blood. Our alarm will be placed onto my question, right? We don't have all day. Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Whatever I need to the trace now. I know what it is, I know what it is. I know what it is now. Yep. I object.
Objection!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasp of Mr. Wright. You've been still pretty intently at these floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? When something hasn't been drawn on there. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defenses are simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which I'm to prove something's missing in the floor plans. Gotta be this. I did say back once, even a blind man can hit with a buckshot. That is, as long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. So no use. More evidence, there's a great chance of me getting it wrong. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try again. Remember what the evidence room was like on the same crime. This is largely about the blood mark. What? It's not the... That's that, so that's not going to. Oh, this isn't showing. What am I supposed to press? What's that? Oh! Okay, so it's not- I was right. It is because of that, but I presented the wrong evidence.
Take that!
What about the piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not there. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Gasp! That's right. So long as the Blue Dancer is dancing in here, it's impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces 109 we found in that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. It's right. Think through it scientifically. Emma! On the afternoon... Who's 777? Makins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment, I've not allowed such a far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. Well, or it happened after, but we'll ignore that. On February 21st, in the police department evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time is captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Sir Makins cut his hand from what a trivial amount of blood fell. Then, the problem is, the other time. Why do they want to go into the gumshoe? Some blood prior to the struggle on the tape. It had to have been Detective Gumman when he was really murdered. What? But that's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So we're just going to go objection to that assuming this murder you purport really happened. When did it take place? The men showed the evidence that proved when it occurred. And then the first incident occurred. Summarized defense claims that Project Officer Makins and Cousin Jake Marshall, who was present with Detective Gumman, and that incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on that locker proves it. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As I just said, proof must be presented. Just when murder took place? Well, we have it! So, show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows the crime took place? Where are you? Yes. The crime took place in the evidence room, though the killer would have had to enter here. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card room. The makers brought in the badger onto the evidence room at... No! Raymond Miles or the other person that entered was 777. Hang on. Is that the... Let's see. 777, I guess? Miles! We're freaking Miles again! Wow! Okay. So, well, we're not freaking Miles. Miles is gonna get framed again. Crime took place before that time. Then it would be 4:34 p.m. Oh! Oh! Well, Redruth, just what have you done? Well, I figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It does not take a lot of thought to figure it out. Could have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. There's another one. Proof in the little test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Makins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood for the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just about 10 minutes to mark the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean crime must have taken place before Edgeworth entered the evidence room. So let's try again. There is one more. The only one other card remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Gumman enter the evidence room? So if there's no record of his car being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only possible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edward, please look into this ASAP. Find whose ID number is 7777777. That's one 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of the ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number is 7777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who's so-called executive officer. You don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. This is a murder! That's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. Please don't interrupt. There's one situation in which such we can be granted authority. Official charge file against an executive is accepted. Official charge? You're all I've got you. Your cover-ups and your forgeries. The prosecutor office operates. Okay. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I'd appreciate it if you keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you one question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number. It's not 777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing. That incident. This 09 incident. Answer me this, you prosecutor. That trial 2 years ago. Did you really only use legitimate evidence? Dang. Do you need the witness to repeat his question to prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. But Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, what are you saying? I see you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in the court? Can you look me, the investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. See? That's what I'm talking about. No! Order, order, order! Laws are my Chester. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. That noise is getting real annoying, I'll say that. Right, let's see. Ooh. Is that going to rain? No. No, there's not. I'm just gonna choose someone. We're just gonna look up. Alright, I just want to see